Today we are going to show you how to finish your raised garden bed. Please stay tuned. Hey Project Fam, another beautiful day in the country. So I've spent a couple of days already planning this raised garden bed. It's a raised garden bed. And I've had two different trucks come in to bring supplies. I think I've done enough planning. Now it's time to execute. So I'm going to start building this raised garden bed right now. And it's massive. This is probably going to be the strongest, the sturdiest raised garden bed you've ever seen on the internet. So enjoy. If you have any questions, please reach out. But in the meantime, I am going to get started. I just stepped in an ant's nest. There I go, right there. That's my footprint. That's me stepping in an ant's nest. Well, that wasn't too bad. So the way I designed this raised bed is so I don't have to do a lot of cuts. I'm using the full length of the wood. In this case, it's 10 feet long. So the raised bed will be 10 feet long. And I had to cut two notches out of two of those slots you could see on the left and the right, and I had to shorten those to make room for the bed, the legs on the bed, and you'll see how that works out in a little bit. I so want to speed this up, but this is probably the most important part of the build. How do I put these pieces of wood together? So I'm not going to speed it up, but I will show you how it's done. Before this video is over, I'll probably tell you how much this build cost, adding in all the pieces of wood, not adding in the soil. Soil is expensive. But yep, so I'll give you a tally and tell you exactly what you need to buy before this is over. Oh, that's perfect. So you can see that little notch that I cut out in the center of that long beam. That is for the legs of the table. The legs will stick out through that notch. And I don't want those slots, those pieces of wood like really close together, because then water won't be able to drain out. So I want it to be somewhat loosely fit, and the irregular shapes of 2x8x10s, making that pretty easy. So we're almost done. It's still a little hard to see, but now I'm looking at the support. So this is going to be a lot of soil. It's going to be very heavy. So I want to make sure I have adequate support on this table. Yes, I called it a table. Again, it's a raised garden bed. I know it's hard to visualize exactly what's happening here because the raised bed is upside down, but now we're going to flip it and raise it, and then you'll really see what it looks like. Actually, before I flip it, I need to put the legs in place. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm raising the bed so I can screw the legs in place. And then when I flip it, I can flip it on top of the legs. With the legs in place, and after we turn it over, you'll be able to see it almost looks like an inverted pool table. That's kind of what it looks like right now. But now we're just making sure that we're putting at least 4 screws in to hold each leg. There's a lot of pressure going to be on these legs, and I don't have any cross bracing on the legs, so I want to make sure that each leg will be able to support its own weight. Sense if it hasn't made sense already. And this is, even though I don't have all the wood in place, this is getting a little heavy. So I have to make sure that when I add in all the wood, it's going to be in its forever spot, so I don't have to pick it up again. So there we are. That's what it looks like. And what you see on the left, that is the base of the bed. That is the base of the floor bed. Taking a quick look around. Everything looks good. So far, so good. Should be becoming clear now why I put slots in the 2 corner pieces. One, it has to go around the legs at the top and the bottom of the table, so they have to be shorter. And also, I have to make room for the legs to go right down where my right hand is. The legs have to be able to go down there. Now we're going to slide down the center support. That's why we notched it, and it is advisable that these legs are pretty level. You don't want legs that are moving left or right or that are not straight.
You want your legs to be level, so definitely use a level. There it is, like a puzzle. It reminds me almost of building like a log house with Lincoln logs. Now we're moving the table to its forever home before we start putting in really heavy pieces of wood. Yep, don't trip. Okay. There we go. And when it gets to this spot right here, now we can start putting in all the heavy pieces of wood. There we go. That's it. Right there. Nope, that's it. Right there. Now we can add all the base of the raised bed. Those pieces of wood are pretty heavy too, so we can add all the heavy wood now and screw them into place. All right, last step is to put the sides on. This kind of looks like a covered wagon now. Now I almost want to put wagon wheels. So putting the sides, raise up the height to 15 inches. You can see how the legs stick through, and we're almost done. So now that the table is all together, I need a volunteer. Any volunteers to stand in this table and see if the bottom will fall through? Is there anyone? Okay, I found someone. And for the final gymnastics feat of the day, it's the dismount. And woohoo! It is a new day, Project Family. We completed our raised garden bed yesterday. Today we are going to fill it with soil. So I'm just adding a couple of basically spare pieces that I cut. And it fills the larger holes so my soil just won't go pour through. But once I put soil in, it's going to stop it anyway. It's almost like a plant. You know, the holes on the bottom of the plant pot, soil doesn't come through those holes, correct? All right. Now time to add the soil, and let's see if this raised bed collapses. So I'm using topsoil, which is the most affordable soil out there. It's just like lawn. You can use it to add grass seeds to your lawn. I added some cow manure. Add some cow manure to this soil as well, and lastly some garden soil. And based on my calculations, it's going to take a lot of bags. Let me see. So 4 feet wide by 10 feet long, that is 40 square feet. And each bag is between 1 and 2 square feet. So that bag right there is 1 square feet. So maybe 40 of those bags will work, but I have different size bags, and if my calculations are correct, it'll be enough to get maybe 3 inches from the top and be totally full. I did say I was going to break down the cost, right? So let me break down the table with respect to the wood, and I'll give you some prices. Overall dimensions of the raised bed: 4 feet wide by 10 feet long by 45 inches tall. It took 13 2x8 by 10s at $13 each, roughly $169 for wood to complete this raised garden bed. Now, why is that amount of $169 so important? So for a 4 feet by 10 feet raised garden bed, it's $169 just in wood. Now, remember that one we saw on Amazon earlier? How much was that? It was $84 for something that was 18 inches wide. Our table is 48 inches wide. It was 34 inches long. Our table is 120 inches long. And yeah, you're going to pay twice as much to build my raised bed, but I guarantee you will not be able to stand up in the raised bed you buy off Amazon. Hey everyone, I appreciate you watching, and please share this video.